Hello, pocket knife community, knife lovers, knife enthusiasts, interested viewers. Folder here. I just want to do a quick update on the American Lawman. This is my first Lawman, and I got it about a week ago or so, a few days ago. Been carrying it. Used it a little bit for EDC, and I just wanted to make a video updating something that I noticed. It's amazing once you start carrying something, how much you learn from carrying it. And there's two things I want to point out. One is it's actually a pleasure with this G10. This G10, I pointed out that it's semi smooth, or it could be semi rough, however you want to look at it, but it does have texture to it. It's not too much texture. I think it's really well done. There's two things that this knife, or a few things it does very well, but that I want to point out. The DLC coating is absolutely excellent on this knife. It is really, really resilient and very nice coating. And the G10 is really good for grip. So those are two really important attributes. And I'm not trying to beat up Spyderco with this, but this is just pointing out knives that are smooth G10, and it's amazing. It's a double-edged sword, right? Because smooth G10 is looked at as a positive, not a negative, right? When you have a knife that has smooth G10, it's like, wow, that's smooth G10, it's nice. And it is, but sometimes smooth G10's a little slippery. And on my Mannix too, and on my Shaman, with this smooth G10, sometimes, depending on how your hands feel, if you have lotion or if you don't have lotion, if your hand's a little dry, it does get a little slippery sometimes. You know, and I have to point out that the Lawman does not feel slippery. It is the perfect texture when it comes to G10. That's one thing. The other thing I want to point out with the Lawman is that this knife, and I never knew this, like I said, you learn something new every day. This knife exposes the weaknesses of the Recon 1. I know, everybody's going to be killing me on this one. The Recon 1's a well-loved knife. I know about the Recon 1. I have a couple of them. So I'm aware of the Recon 1. And I do like the Recon 1 a lot. But I'm going to tell you, this knife, here I'm going to say it, the American Lawman is better than the Recon 1. Yeah, I said it. I can't, and I'm going to tell you why. There's two main reasons why it's better. One, first of all, it's only an inch shorter, so it's not that much shorter. It's not that much smaller. So you don't really lose that much when it comes to size, if you're even viewing size as an advantage. That's the first thing. So you don't lose anything there. But the two reasons why it's better is, number one, so the two reasons have to do with one and the same thing. The ergos. The ergos are better. And I'm going to say the ergos because, one, and I mentioned this in my first video about it, it's a thinner knife. So it actually feels like really good in hand. I mean, it really does melt in your hand because of that little bit of and I'm not saying the Recon 1 is too thick. The Recon 1 actually feels fantastic in hand. But, you know, when you talk about EDC and carrying something in your pocket, I really, really think that the fact that this is a thinner knife really gives it an advantage over the Recon 1. And the second finger choil. The actual choil, handle choil, and then the choke up. That choke up brings you really close to the blade, and it really gives you the ability to use this knife in two, capacities much easier. One, if you want to use it for self-defense, you could, of course. And then it's called the American Lawman. So, literally police, law enforcement, military, would definitely benefit from the ergos on this knife. But two, that choke up on the blade, when you hit that second finger choil, now it gives you that wood crafting component. It has the shorter blade plus the choke up, so you can really get on top of the blade if you want. and to do a more detailed strength cut. So the Recon 1 does not have that. The Recon 1, of course you can come up on the flats if you want, like I mentioned before, but it's not a finger choil. It's not. It's not designed for that. You can come up there, but you're still stretching out, trying to get that same type of leverage you have with this knife. So I definitely just wanted to make a quick update, quick 5-minute video stating that after carrying this thing for a week, I actually think it's better than the Recon 1. I really do. I really like this knife a lot. I see now why this knife was so liked. It's just no nonsense, gets the job done, generous finger choil in the front. I mean, yeah, the American Lawman rocks. All right, that's all I got. Thanks.